So this is my little 39. I think you've seen us. We put the motor in it and did all the brakes and put a different rear end and rear leaf springs, dropped I-beam shocks, did a Speedway disc brake kit on the front, have an 8-inch in the rear out of a 56, 57 Crown Vic. Same with the motor, it's a 312Y block, Ford-O-Matic trans, all rebuilt. So all the parts are rebuilt or refreshed or new wiring. But I'd like to take it to a show called the Bo Huff show in Sunnyside, Utah. Small show that you probably never heard of, but I've been going to it since I was pretty young. I'd like to take this car there, so it's a long drive. We would do it in 2 days. So I'd like to get it ready and a little better looking for the show. Right now though, it's leaking a bunch of oil and the brakes don't seem to be working very good. So we're gonna attack those issues. I'd also like to lower the rear a little more for aesthetics, and also it might help it drive a little better because it's kind of squirrely.
All it takes is one job, oh yeah. All it takes is one job, and everything is gonna be okay.
One of my guesses was it was going to be coming out of the oil filter adapter. And that's exactly where it appears to be coming out of. Last time I had a Y block, I ended up buying like 4 of those adapters before that damn thing sealed up. And it's hard to tell if it's leaking anywhere else because it's leaking so much. I mean, that's just from pulling in here. And it left a trail. That's where we're at on that. And then that would be our brake leak, it looks like. So I need to get that leak to stop, get this leak to stop, and I think as far as the drivetrain goes and all that, that's gonna be good for our trip. I wanna try to mess with the steering box a little bit. There's not much slack in it. It isn't too bad for a stock box. It's not great either. So it's only leaking when it starts up. And there's a little spot right up at the top there. That's where it's coming out, it looks like. So I'll pull this off, clean it, just try again. They're just not great. This plate that they use for this adapter, it used to be a canister filter, so it'd have a filter inside a canister. You change the element out of the inside of it. This is an adapter to do a spin-on filter, and that adapter that little plate that they put on there is just a thin piece of stamped steel, and it just doesn't really seem to do the job. So we're just gonna try again, and I knew it was a problem, so when I put that on, you know, I have a lot of goop on there and whatnot, but I guess it's just not enough. Alright, I happen to have the gasket here for it. It has a little thing on the top that says top. So we got that up there. Our filter and oil just came in. This still might be brake and oil from the... I haven't driven this car that much. So, do an oil change on it, and hopefully that fixes our leak here, at least that major one. Let's get our filter on there, get the oil out, new oil in. So, I don't know what this little hole is. This is a brake proportioning valve, and the fluid was just blowing out this little guy here. I had another one of the brass ones, and it doesn't even have that hole there, so I have no idea what that's all about. But I do know that I keep on having problems with the chrome proportioning valves. So if you have one of these, I suggest you do this. And that will solve that. Here's our new brass one under here. And why those chrome ones keep having trouble, I don't know. But I do know that I've not had any problems with the brass ones. So, I mean, just kind of a fair warning. That's probably the way to go, is get these brass ones. GM had kind of an aluminum looking one, but they also had these brass ones factory. So these all be different. So some of them will be disc drum, some of them are disc brake, so it'll be disc. So this is a disc drum I had on the shelf. That got us back in order here, got it all bled and everything, and hopefully we'll be good. But I'm so glad that that didn't blow out while I was driving. I had just a little leak right here in this fitting, and then we were pumping them up, and then it just blew out that little hole, whatever that little hole was. But you can see this one doesn't even have that, so I have no idea what that was all about. In my, I'd say, pre-1960 motors, well, pre-1955, 56, somewhere in there, I use the straight 30 weight. I think any, like a small block Chevy, just remember like Chevy, I'll use that Valvoline, they have that VR1 race oil, and I like that stuff because it has a high zinc content. New motors don't really need the zinc, and so they stop putting it in, which tends to make camshafts go flat and stuff. So I use a straight 30 weight because it's closer to the old oils that they used in these motors originally. So I'm just trying to use something that's closest to what it was, closest to what it needs. The straight 30 weight is what you'd use in like a air compressor or something. I usually use Valvoline, but I've been having a harder time finding it. This old girl don't know. And it's getting the old cheapo O'Reilly brand. Something that this car hasn't complained about since we built it. I haven't driven it much. I drove it on a 300-mile trip, and I've drove it back and forth to work a bunch, but I haven't been driving it lately at all. I have the battery under the passenger floor. I have not opened that tray up since I got the car done. It still just starts up. I've never jumped it. I've never charged the battery, which is pretty amazing. I like that. Let's see if any oil's coming out the bottom here. Not yet, anyway. Let's put a couple more quarts in. All right, let me know if it's just dumping oil all over the ground as I'm backing out here.
One job, oh yeah. All it takes is one job, and everything is gonna